Hi, I'm Sarah Jane from siliconemoulds.com, and today I'm going to show you how to use our new silicone carrot mould to make carrot toppers for carrot cakes. You can make these out of fondant or flour paste or from chocolate. Today we're going to make some carrots for the top of our carrot cakes out of modelling paste. Modelling paste is fondant that's mixed with a little gum tragacanth. However, you can also buy it in these convenient little packets from the likes of Sainsbury's that's pre-made. All we need to do is colour this before pressing it into our moulds. You can either then put it into the freezer for just a few moments to let it harden up before popping them out, or very lightly grease them before you put the fondant in. I like to use Dr. Oetker's cake release spray just because it's so quick and easy, and I give the mould a very tiny spray. Now all I'm going to do is rub that into the surface of the mould cells, and that is just to help it release without adding lots of corn flour or icing sugar that could otherwise cause it to crack. So just rub that into the cells. Make sure you get into all the little corners. Just like that. Now I've taken some of our flour paste and I've got two balls here. One is 15 grams, which I'm going to colour green, and the other one is 65 grams, and I'm going to colour orange. I've wrapped these up tightly in some cling wrap type product, just to make sure the air doesn't get to them, because when uncovered it has a tendency to dry out. Right. This is the section for my green, and I have some food colour paste. This particular one is by Sugarpaste. I'm just going to add a little bit of it to my flour paste with a cocktail stick and knead it in. It can take a minute or two for the colour to develop after you've kneaded it in, so if you set it aside and then do the other colour, you can decide if it's bright enough before you add more colouring. Just knead it in by hand through the actual paste, making sure that it's thoroughly mixed in. You may prefer to use gloves when kneading with brightly coloured paste, as otherwise it can stain your hands. These gel pastes are available online, or we also have them available from our website shop, which is siliconemoulds.com. The carrot mould that we're using today is also available to buy at siliconemoulds.com. I want this quite a bright vivid green, so I'm adding a fair bit of colour. Once you've coloured it, you can then go ahead and colour your orange and wrap them back up meantime in some cling wrap and allow the colour to develop. Okay, we've now got our paste coloured. You'll see that the colour's been developing quite well, and I've got my green and my orange. That's 15 grams of green and approximately 65 grams of orange. I've also got a piece of paper towel and a brush and a tiny amount of water. And what we're going to do is just pinch off a very small amount of the green paste and push it into the head of the carrot mould. You don't need too much, we only want to fill it, and then just give it a little push in just to where the head area is, and just literally just fill all the cells till you've done all the carrot heads. Just give it a nice push in, it will go in very easily. And push them all in just like that. Scrape off any excess, or you can, if you prefer, use a knife to do that if you put far too much in. You're only going to need a tiny ball in each one. It's not very much, and it's easy enough to add a piece more if you need extra. This mould makes a dozen carrots, and the amount of paste I've given you should be enough to make that. Now, I've done 5 of them to start with. What we want to do is take a small amount of the water, very small amount on the brush, and blot off any excess on your paper towel. Just paint the very end where the main part of the body of the carrot and the head are going to join with a tiny dab of water, so that the next piece of flour or modelling paste is going to stick to it. Then push in ball of fondant into the rest of the body of the mould. Just like that. If you're using flour paste instead of modelling paste, you may have to put this into the freezer for maybe about 5 minutes until it hardens up. At that point, when you release them, do make sure you allow any condensate to dry off the surface of your released carrots before you release them from the mould. All I'm doing at the moment is pressing this paste into the cells and then using my finger to scrape off any extra that's sticking out over the edges. Just shape it in there. Please excuse my hands, I've still got some food colouring in there from colouring this paste with the gloves on. As you can see, they're very quick to do and easy, and there's not time consuming at all. It's a job that even children enjoy doing the carrots for. It takes all the aggro out of it and gives you a final product that looks rather smart. And that last one's possibly a little bit dry now, so just put a tiny touch of water on that. And squeeze in the paste. Just let these sit for a minute or so and they should then be ready to release. Just gently pull them out. And there we have a lovely little carrot. What we need to do now is release these carrots and pop them on top of your carrot cake. Get some cream cheese frosting. Just pop that on top of your cake. And then top it with one of these little carrots.